What if 5 simple words could stop your anxiety in its tracks? You are standing in line at the coffee shop, your mind racing through tomorrow's presentation, replaying yesterday's argument, calculating bills that are not even due yet. Your heart pounds, your palms sweat, and then you remember you have power over your mind. Everything shifts. This is not wishful thinking. This is ancient wisdom that has survived 2,000 years because it works. Today, you are going to learn the Stoic mantras that will change how you experience every single day. Your life feels overwhelming because your mind never stops. You wake up already exhausted from the conversations you are having with yourself. At work, you replay what you should have said in that meeting 3 days ago. At home, you worry about problems that have not happened yet. You scroll through social media and feel worse about yourself. You lie in bed at night, and your brain decides it is the perfect time to review every embarrassing moment from the past decade. You are not failing. You are not broken. You are simply carrying thoughts that were never meant to be carried this way. The ancient Stoics understood something that modern self-help often misses. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts. Not your circumstances, not your bank account, not what other people think of you, your thoughts. And thoughts can be changed. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who wrote his private journal while leading armies and governing an empire, captured this truth perfectly. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Read that again. Not the happiness of your circumstances, not the happiness of your achievements. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This means that right now, in this exact moment, you have more power than you realize. You cannot control whether you get that promotion. You cannot control whether someone loves you back. You cannot control the traffic or the weather or what happened to you in the past. But you can control what you think about all of it. And that control is everything. But knowing you have power over your mind and actually using that power are 2 different things. So how do you do it? Imagine you are about to walk into a difficult conversation with your boss. Your first thought is, this is going to be a disaster. They are going to think I am incompetent. That thought creates anxiety. The anxiety makes you defensive. The defensiveness ruins the conversation. The ruined conversation confirms your original thought. You just created your own reality with a thought. Now imagine the same situation with a different thought. I am going to clearly communicate my perspective. Their response is beyond my control. Same situation, different thought, different feeling, different outcome. This is not about positive thinking. This is about accurate thinking. You cannot control their response. So why waste energy trying to focus that energy on what you can control? Your clarity, your honesty, your professionalism. That is the mantra in action. If you are starting to see how one shift in thinking can change everything, tap that like button. It tells me you are ready for these deeper truths. And it helps this wisdom reach others who are struggling with the same mental patterns you are breaking right now. The Stoics did not stop at recognizing mental power. They gave us specific mantras to anchor that power. Epictetus, who went from being a slave to one of history's greatest teachers, taught, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This mantra saves you from victimhood. Yes, difficult things happen. Yes, people treat you unfairly. Yes, life is often hard. But your reaction is your territory. Nobody can take that from you. When you repeat this mantra, you stop giving your power away to circumstances. Seneca, the advisor who wrote about wisdom while navigating the dangerous politics of Rome, gave us another essential mantra. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Think about your current worries. How many of them are about things that have not happened yet? How many are about things that might never happen? You are suffering through scenarios that exist only in your mind. The Stoics are not telling you to ignore real problems. They are telling you to stop creating imaginary ones. These mantras work. But there is something even more powerful that happens when you truly internalize them. When you combine these truths, something remarkable occurs. You stop being controlled by external events. Last week, someone cut you off in traffic, hauled you, angry for the next hour, ruining your morning, carrying that frustration into unrelated conversations. Knew you, armed with Stoic mantras. I have power over my mind. Their driving does not determine my state. How I react matters. 5 seconds of annoyance, then it is gone. Puerive at work, toll. You have energy for what actually matters. That is not small. That is life-changing. Or imagine your phone buzzes with a critical message. Hold you. Immediate panic. Spiraling thoughts. Worst-case scenarios. Checking your phone every 30 seconds. Knew you. We suffer more in imagination than reality. What are the facts? What can I actually control right now? You respond thoughtfully instead of react. The situation is the same. Your experience is completely different. If you know someone who is trapped in their own thought patterns, share this video with them. Sometimes the shift someone needs is not more information, but a different framework for the information they already have. You could be the person who introduces them to the tools that change everything. So what do you do with this? Starting tomorrow morning, you wake up, and instead of immediately grabbing your phone to see what you missed, you take 3 deep breaths and recall, "The happiness of my life depends upon the quality of my thoughts." Before that difficult conversation, you remind yourself, how I react to it matters. When anxiety about the future creeps in, you recognize, I am suffering in imagination, not reality. These mantras become your armor, not against the world, but against the unnecessary suffering your mind creates. The Stoics were not philosophers sitting in ivory towers. They were people dealing with war, betrayal, loss, and uncertainty. They developed these mantras in the arena of real life, and they worked then just as they work now. You started this video overwhelmed by your own thoughts. You are ending it with the tools to take your mind back. The chaos has not changed, but you have, and that makes all the difference.